totally understandable that Native American tribes don't all agree on every single aspect of the medicine wheel. But as long as it's coherent, that's okay. That's where we find the influences of original European spirituality as important as what we can learn from the shamans of North America. Many of the forces, energies, methods and views in the American medicine wheel can easily be transferred to our culture using appropriate analogies. The four corners of the world and the image of Father Sky and Mother Earth are everywhere. And whether we call it the spirit tree or Yggdrasil doesn't really matter when we are talking about the power of nature. To sum up the principles and objectives of using the medicine wheel, especially the center, these are the main things to remember. Balance. All aspects of life find harmony at the center. When things are going less well, a visit to the center is a wonderful idea. Connection. To yourself, to others, to the world of nature and the spirits. You can connect with everything without judgment and with confidence. Awareness, that's the key. When you're aware of yourself and the world around you, you're able to be fully present in the moment. At the center, you're in tune with your thoughts, feelings and actions. And finally, strength. This is the degree of personal strength, power and sovereignty that we all have within us. It is determined by the aspects mentioned before. If you don't have balance, connection and awareness, your strength will slowly fade away because you need it to restore the aforementioned elements. Or you can go to the center for this purpose. Unity is the most important thing that can be found in the center. It's all about finding harmony with yourself and everything that exists. It's so true that what's on the outside is reflected on the inside. What I experience inside, I can share with the world outside. The movement within the medicine wheel in the four cardinal directions, the lower, middle and upper worlds, is also called the shamanic journey. But first, let's stay on the ground floor, the middle world, and explore all the wonderful possibilities there. This is where you'll find your inner truth and bring yourself and the world into harmony. In the shamanic view, the center represents creation and also metamorphosis. Here we can be our true selves and make changes. Stability and flexibility go hand in hand because only those who change can truly be true to themselves. If we cling to our present self, we are going to lose ourselves. Staying true to yourself while growing is the amazing power of the center. Like all the other medicine wheel essences, it is made up of 5 different elements and life forms. Let's start with the flower essence, Santolina. This lovely old medicinal plant is native to North America and Europe. In naturopathy, it is valued for its anti-inflammatory, antibacterial and antifungal properties, which are great for keeping you healthy. It seems that even the ancient Egyptians knew about this plant's amazing properties. They used it to keep away vermin. Later, people used it to ward off evil spirits. The essence is all about feeling at home in your own skin, feeling safe and secure, and at the same time opening yourself up to all the good things that life has to offer. Trust, freedom, naturalness and sincerity are classic elements of life in the center that Santolina is able to contribute. So Santolina is like the heart of the center combination, the essence that provides support and guidance. Oak. This is not a flower essence, but a sprout essence. The precursor of the bark flower, which is prepared at a later stage of the plant's development, is a wonderful way to find the source of strength in our center. The freshest, most vibrant acorns create this amazing, powerful component for the center. The oak is one of the strongest plants we have, and it's no wonder why. In its potential form, the seed is like a little baby waiting to burst into life. Everything is already laid out, but little is yet visible. Even though the seed is already strong, the sprout shows us how vulnerable it is too. With a little encouragement, protection and care, it can grow into something truly amazing. The oak seed at the center is all about learning to stand in your own strength. One of the most famous deities associated with the oak was Thor, the god of thunder and protection. In Norse mythology, we hear that Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, was made from an oak tree. It's also said that Thor protected the sacred groves where oaks grew and that he slayed enemies under these trees. Another deity associated with the oak was Odin, the god of wisdom and poetry. In a rather dramatic myth, Odin is said to have hung from Yggdrasil for 9 days and nights, pierced by his own spear, in order to gain wisdom from the runes. That tree was also known as the oak tree of wisdom, or world tree, which symbolized knowledge and enlightenment. This motive can also be found in Christianity, where Jesus was nailed to the cross, made from a tree of course, in order to attain immortality through suffering. The ancient Germanic tribes had a special connection with certain oaks. They believed that these trees had magical powers and that they were inhabited by spirits. They would visit them to ask the gods for advice and leave offerings as a way of saying thank you. The incredible power of the young oak tree helps us to understand the potential at the heart of the medicine wheel as well as our own. The next ingredient of the combination is a gemstone, of course. Today we are going to talk about heliotrope. This gorgeous gem is known as the gem of the center, and it's believed to have the power to strengthen your health and vitality. So let's dive in and learn more about this amazing stone. The heliotrope is a stone that has been traditionally regarded as a protective one. This lovely solstice stone, as it is called, was thought to be a kind of mediator between humans and gods. It's great for relationships, helps us connect with our spirituality and keeps us looking young. If you're feeling a little lackluster, this gemstone is just what you need. It helps people to get out of their shells and to connect with others without losing touch with themselves. It's there to keep love, friendship and social bonds strong and healthy. The lovely heliotrope helps us to feel grounded and centered in the here and now. It helps you feel and act in harmony with yourself and others. No pretense at all. Solar eclipse. The wonderful essence of the solar eclipse supports the energy of the heliotrope, which in turn protects the energy of the oak germ. This essence isn't about the eclipse itself, which is just a visual aspect that happens when the moon moves in front of the sun from our perspective on the earth. The really important thing is that at this moment the sun, moon and earth are all in perfect alignment with their forces working together in perfect harmony. They're all pulling in the same direction. This medicine wheel essence is all about the wonderful energy of centering. The solar eclipse essence is just what you need to help you find your center and achieve that perfect balance. It helps you draw strength from your own center. During a solar eclipse, you are at the center of a gigantic energy field, which is created by the concentration of the aligned energies of the sun, earth and moon. If you're waiting for a chance to center yourself, now would be the perfect time. Your power center is awakening to new life, and then a wonderful feeling of relief washes all over you. You gain invulnerability through maximum flexibility and adaptability because you always remain in your own center and act from it. And now for the animal in the center, the beautiful butterfly. This lovely creature symbolizes the wonderful metamorphosis that we all experience time and time again. From the moment cells start to merge, to the miracle of a baby being born, to the joy of becoming a child, to the wonder of growing up. Change is just part and parcel of our lives, and the butterfly helps us to embrace it with its lightness, grace, and beauty. Don't be afraid, my dear. It might be a bit uncomfortable or even painful at times, but I promise it'll all be worth it in the end. There's just one little thing I'd like to mention, and that's that you should really try to avoid exercising control. Remember, it's important to let go and let things happen naturally. Everything happens in its own time, at its own pace, and in its own individual way. It's important to remember that interfering can have some pretty harmful consequences. It's always best to prepare the ground and get your garden ready, and then just relax and let the transformation take its course. It is the best way to go about it if you trust that everything will turn out well. And that's where the butterfly comes in.